guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing very well. Long time no see. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me. I am just getting ready for the day. I'm going to do a simple-ish makeup look, and I also want to show you guys how I clip in my hair extensions. I feel like Brooks would be so grossed out by just this pile of hair sitting over here. I mean, he's gotten used to it over the years, but yeah, I use hair extensions all the time, so I thought I should show you guys how I clip them in and all that kind of stuff. So let's start off with the makeup. I am going to apply some moisturizer. I've talked about this guy before. This is the Roche Posay Hydraphase SPF 30. It's my go-to daily moisturizer because it has SPF in it, and it is super hydrating, and it doesn't stink like typical sunscreen SPF. It actually smells very enjoyable. So just like a little bit of that, bring it down here. Guys, I was in Mexico. I look tan, right? Do not get me wrong. This is not from that hot Mexican sun. This is self-tanner. And I also just put in eye drops too. That is another thing that I feel like I never really mentioned, but I put in eye drops basically every time before I start my makeup. Since I'm such a dry person, like dry skin, dry hair, dry everything, I have gotten into the habit of applying just normal eye drops in the morning, and I find it really helps my eyes not get irritated throughout the day because I wear contact lenses. So little tip for you, if you are a contact lens wearer, highly recommend applying eye drops. But yeah, okay, moisturizer done. For my foundation today, I'm going to be taking the Dermablend Flawless Creator Multi-Use Liquid Pigments. I've talked about these on my channel before. I absolutely love this product, you guys. It's just this like super thin type of foundation, like the actual consistency. It feels like you're wearing nothing, and that's what I love for this time of year especially, but it still provides full coverage. Some days I actually just take it and mix a little bit of it in with my moisturizer, and then I have like a tinted product. But I love the way that this feels on the skin. Like even as I'm gliding it on right now, it feels so silky, like just so nice. I feel like I should zoom this in, right? I am just gonna pounce that in. I'm using the shade 25N, and I find it matches me nicely when I've got a little bit of self-tanner happening. I also have the shade 10N, which is like my usual shade, but like you can just see, it just goes on so nicely. And it, like I even use too much here. Like it goes, a little bit goes such a long ways. If you're someone who like you want some coverage but you don't like the feeling of a heavy foundation, this is the way to go. I literally put on too much. I kind of need to like buff it in a bit with a brush, and it just cancels everything out. I've seen some other people on YouTube talk about this, but I feel like it's kind of like a hidden gem of a product. It's just so lightweight. I'm going to take my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer for under my eyes. I have two shades of this. This is the shade 350 Bisque. And also what I like to do lately is I don't really apply extra concealer the way I normally would on my face. Whatever's kind of left over from my eye, I take it like on my nose area, maybe around my mouth a little bit, maybe covering up the zit right there. And then I'm going to take this Dermablend Illuminating Banana Powder, which is just the most beautiful setting powder, you guys. And I'm going to just take a little bit under my eyes, and it is translucent, so it should work for all skin tones. Like it doesn't actually leave any color on the skin, but I just love that I can set my eye area without making it look super matte and flat. And then I also, instead of taking like a pressed setting powder like I usually would for my face, I just take a little bit of this powder all over. I'm not baking, I'm just making sure that that foundation doesn't transfer or move around. But I find that that Flawless Creator Drop Foundation kind of dries down on its own, and if you are not a fan of powder, then I would absolutely recommend trying that guy out. I'm gonna do a little bit of contouring today just because I'm feeling crazy. I'm gonna take this little trio from Lancome. It's like my go-to if I contour, which is not too often. And my trick for contouring is I take, you know, a cool tone shade, and I actually take this warm tone shade as well. I find if I use just a cool tone for contouring, it literally makes my face look dirty. So you can see I just take a little bit on this like little stipply brush. I found this in a set at London Drugs and it was not expensive, and it's like become my new favorite brush for this. Like, I swear I've gotten into contouring just so I can use this brush. For me, I don't contour my nose really. I might do a little bit like that, but my nose, I just leave it alone. Put a little bit up here, and already I'm looking like I'm coming to life. But I never just stop there, because to me this looks like gray. I really want to look warm and bronzy, especially as we are almost in June. You guys, my wedding is 1 month away today. Seriously, it's 1 month away. I'm not freaking out, but I am. I'm going to take this L'Oreal Back to Bronze matte bronzing powder. I love this. I'm assuming it's limited edition, which just breaks my heart. I need to buy a few more before I see it go away, because you guys, it is such a great bronzer. I used it all of Mexico. I think it has a little bit of luminosity to it, which I absolutely love. So to bronze, I'm just taking that on my cheeks, not being precise like I was with that contour, and just bringing it like this, you know, get rid of that dub chin. And then for blush, I am taking some of this True Match, L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Blush. It is the most pretty, light, pale, peachy shade. I love using shades like this when I have a bit more of a bronzy glow. And I'm actually not even going to highlight today. You can see this has a bit of a luminosity to it. And that's what I like. Why didn't I pin my hair back? We don't know. I'm going to fill in my brows using the NYX Micro Brows Complete. For eyeshadow, all I'm going to do, because I'm going to do a bright lip, I'm just taking that same bronzer on a fluffy brush. And if you have slightly hooded eyes like I do, a trick is, so start in your crease, but then actually bring it up a little bit higher. It'll open your eyes up a bit. Like, if I were to keep things right in my crease, it would keep my eyes looking really kind of like closed. So yeah, start in the crease, but then actually kind of bring it up to that, like where your eye socket bone is. I don't know why I had to be so aggressive right there, your eye socket. And then just because I need an inner corner highlight in my life, you can use anything. This is a palette that I picked up when I was in Europe last year. It's the L'Oreal La Vie On Glow. I wish that this was available, because this is something, you guys, I reach for almost every day. Like, it's wonderful. And I'm just taking the lightest shade right there. It's just a really pale champagne-y. And I'm just tapping that in. And then I'm going to just line my eyes. I'm on an eyeliner kick these days. I've never tried this one actually. I just opened it up. It's the Lancome Liner Plume in Noir. So it's just like a felt tippy type of guy. Okay, it worked fine, but it's not my favorite eyeliner. I find that the felt tip pens like this one specifically, there's one from L'Oreal that looks exactly like this. They kind of like run out of ink as you go, so I still really prefer the IT Cosmetics Superhero Liner. That's like my ultimate fave. I also love the NYX Epic Ink one, but we're gonna continue to use this, of course, but I feel like I just need to be like... Is it weird that I find doing eyeliner on my left eye easier? It's almost like you would think it'd be this eye, but no, I find it better over yonder. Not even, but that's okay. For mascara, I'm gonna use a little concoction here. So I'm going to start off with my La Roche-Posay Multi Dimensions mascara. This has a lash growth protein in it. And I've been finding that my eyelashes are looking longer, and I think it's because I've been consistently using this guy, and it helps to strengthen my lashes. So I use that just as kind of like a light coat, and then I'm gonna go over top of that with my L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Okay, mascara done. And now, guys, this is my favorite part. I feel like I've almost been rushing because I'm just excited for the lip. This is from Lancome. It is the L'Absolu Rouge Matte in Magique, and it is just the prettiest bright corally orange. Isn't that fun? This is like my favorite look right now, especially just kind of going to summertime. Simple skin, simple eyes, just with like a little liner, some big lashes, and then boom, pop of color. I feel like it's just so simple too. This new product, you guys, is amazing. Like, it is my favorite. It's a dewy setting spray for the skin. I bought it at the same time that I got this Back to Bronze. They were on like a little display together, but I love how this brings your skin just back to life, so I highly recommend it. Okay guys, normally this is when a usual get ready with me, I'd be like, bye, thank you so much, but I want to show you guys my hair extensions, so I'm gonna zoom you out. Okay, so this is my hair, you guys. Au natural. It desperately needs a haircut, but I am wearing hair extensions for my wedding, and I find that when my hair is a little bit more tapered like this as opposed to blunt and freshly cut, it all blends in better. So I'm going to be getting my hair cut right after my wedding, but I don't have like majorly like split ends or anything, luckily. Like, I would definitely get it cut, because if you have dark hair, you know when you have split ends, you can almost see little like white tips on them, but I'm doing okay there, so I'm just leaving it. But yeah, oh my gosh, it needs a haircut. But anyways, on to hair extensions. So you guys, like to consider myself as a hair extension connoisseur. I have been loving and using hair extensions since high school. I have tried so many different brands, and I just find that it's almost like a beauty secret in a way, because I can just whip extensions into my hair and all of a sudden feel like I have gone from feeling like a 2 to like a 10 in my mood level. Like, I really just think hair extensions, regardless even of how long your hair is, just add just like this extra oomph, like a volume, and it just gives a really, really nice effect overall. So I really, really love hair extensions, and I find them to actually not be a hassle. I've had a lot of friends, how are my teeth? Okay. I've had a lot of friends be like, oh, I love hair extensions, how they look on you. I don't think I could ever pull it off, or, you know, like, I feel like it's too much work, all that kind of stuff. It's not at all. Okay, so basically, hair extensions first and foremost, once you get them home and you curl them, you can leave them curled. This is not something that you're washing nearly as often as your own hair. Like, I rarely wash them. It's more so like every few months maybe, but I find every time you wash them, the integrity kind of like diminishes. So you actually want to avoid washing them, and you'll find you don't even need to wash them. Like, it's unnecessary. And as far as shade picking, that's another huge question I get asked, of people wondering, how do you know what shade to pick? So first off, they have a lot of websites have like a shade kind of like video that they'll show you like exactly like what the shade looks like in natural light and all that kind of stuff. If you are wavering between two shades, definitely go for the lighter one. I find, especially just like the way natural hair grows, it's gonna get a little bit lighter as it grows. And if you have darker ends, it looks off. But you'll be surprised actually how your hair will kind of blend if it's within the right tone, if that makes sense. If you're similar to me, I order, no matter basically whatever company it is, a shade number 4. That just oftentimes matches my hair. I always dye my roots a shade 4 as well, so it makes sense. But the best part is with hair extension companies, when you receive it, oftentimes, make sure you can do this before you order, of course, but oftentimes they'll send out like the package, and then there's a little separate package of like the envelope where it's like, if you open up just this one piece and it's like a smaller piece that you can match to your hair, and if it matches perfect, you open up the whole pack. If it doesn't match, you actually can still send it all back in exchange, and I have done that before. So keep that in mind, like you're not stuck, and make sure you read the fine print on their policy. So yeah, basically these extensions in particular are from Irresistible Me. And I wanted to specifically mention them because they sent them to me. There was absolutely zero obligation to talk about them. The interaction I've had with the company is so nice, and I really, really love to like give credit where credit is due, because I think it's phenomenal in this crazy beauty community when there are companies that are still willing to reach out to smaller YouTubers and collaborate with them. And there was absolutely zero, like I said, any obligation on my end. She just said like, I want to send you some, try them. If you like them, you can mention them. If you don't like them, no problem, like all that kind of stuff. So Irresistible Me, you guys, they are wonderful extensions. I've been using these now for over a month, and they're just great. What they really have in particular that's phenomenal is this massive weft right here. I've never seen another company with that, and this I find is perfect for like the back part of my hair and kind of completes that area with fewer wefts. And then also, like, you can see in comparison, like this is a normal weft and this is kind of what I'm used to, but this is like a monster one and it is so awesome. So I am going to show you quickly how I clip these in because it is so easy. So what I do is I start off, like my hair was curled from yesterday. So if I had clean hair and I needed to curl it, I would actually curl it first and then put in my extensions. When you first get them though, I do curl them while they're on my head just so it like blends in kind of thing. But basically I'm just going to start almost like, I don't know where this is, like halfway up my ears. And I just take my hair. I've seen people do this without kind of clipping it up, but I'm not that skilled. So I just kind of go bloop on top of my hair quickly. And I'm gonna start off with this 4 weft one. This is that big honkin' one that I absolutely love because for me, I have extremely thick hair and coarse hair. If you don't, then I would actually skip this one, like stick to the smaller ones because you don't wanna be weighing your hair down. And the other thing I want to talk about is I have cut these already. So basically my hair, my actual real hair ends right there, and then the extensions, as you can see, are about like, what's that, like 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches? I don't know, I'm Canadian, we don't talk in inches. But I really find with hair extensions, that is the best way, maybe I should back up here. That is the best way to make them look natural. You don't want to have your hair end here and have an extension down to here. That just is going to look very kind of obvious. Like I will tell you that like when I mention that I have extensions in, because I don't hide it. It's for me, I don't care. People are often shocked. They're like, what? You have extensions in? I'm like, oh, heck yeah, I do. So that big one is in. Love how it already is adding a ton of volume. And then next I'm going to go kind of like on, I need to do this, on top of my ear. So this one is going to clip like over top of my ears kind of thing. And again, go like this. Now, I always order the thickest possible extension weft size, like grams. Extensions come in grams. It's like the actual weight of the hair. Just because I have very, very thick hair, and the more you order, obviously, the more expensive it is. So if you don't have super thick hair, you don't need to get the most expensive extension, like the heaviest gram that I always do. So I'm just clipping that in, and that one goes all the way to the back of my hair, so it's lined up. You don't want to have like spaces like chunked around because it'll actually be noticeable in the back. Oops, okay, it stopped recording. I have no idea why. I was just saying though that the wefts I just put in each have 4 clips on them. They just have the smaller amount of hair. And the only thing I'm doing is I'm actually looking at which way the hair has already been curled and clipping it in so that it's curled away from my face, just because that's how I usually curl my hair, and then it's all going to blend. These each have 2 clips on them. And honestly, as you kind of get better at it, it goes so quickly. Like I do this without even thinking now. There are some people that backcomb their hair at the top so that the wefts don't move around. I think I just have like thick hair. I don't find I need to do that. And I also don't love backcombing. I don't want it to damage my hair. But if you're noticing the clips kind of moving around, then you can just add a little bit of backcombing, just a slight amount, so that your clips are set. And then at the top here, I'm just clipping in a 2. And the same thing on the other side. This set also came with like little individual 1 clippers, but I find I don't need to use them. And then, so now they're all in. I always recommend brushing after. You want to get it all kind of blended into your natural hair. But that's it, guys. they look good, right? I really, really like extensions. I just feel like myself when I have a little bit more hair happening, and you can see how well the color blends. Like when you actually hold these up to my hair by themselves, you're like, those look a little bit light, but when they're in, they just look nice and blended. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little hair extension tutorial. I feel like I haven't talked about hair extensions in many years. There is going to be a link in the description box that will take you to the Irresistible Me website, and you'll get a percentage off as well. Nothing goes to me. This is not an affiliate. I don't want that. I'm not interested in that. But if you guys are interested in purchasing, then you can get a little bit of a discount, because I will say that, well, actually Irresistible Me are very, very, the quality you get for the price is incredible, but hair extensions are expensive, plain and simple. I think of them as kind of like an investment, and if you take care of them though, they last a super long time. So that's why I'm very, very gentle with them. Minimal washing. I try not to apply too much product. The heat styling I reduce to a minimum. Like once I curl them, I can get away without curling them again for at least a few more wears kind of thing. But yeah, are you guys a fan of hair extensions? I don't know, like I just love them, and I think it's like a really amazing beauty tool. Right. So I think that's everything, you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this little get ready with me. I promise you that my bridal makeup tutorial is coming. That is like the main thing that's being requested right now. And yeah, I appreciate all your guys' love and support. It means so much to me. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Or maybe on Instagram. See you on Instagram.